Hi, my name is David St. Clair, and I'm going to share a quick 3-minute story with you from a mission that I ran in Iraq. It was a warm July evening in 2003, and our mission this night was to sit on the north end of the police station and observe where the enemy had been firing mortar rounds from. It was a very warm evening, and my guys were wore down from running missions that whole day, so I decided that we were going to sleep in shifts so they can get a little bit of rest before the next day. I had 2 guys sleeping and 2 guys on, and we rotated throughout the night. This took a lot of stress off of us and allowed us to rest. About 5 o'clock, I got my guys together and told them to gather up their stuff, that we'd be heading back to the FOB, which is the Forward Operating Base, just on the east side of the city of Al-Qaim in Iraq. 6 o'clock rolled around and the convoy came by, and we were to fall in as the last vehicle. My driver pulled forward and started to go off the road a little bit, and I yelled, "Driver, stop!" And he did, just as he was instructed. The captain that was with me decided to override my decision and told the driver to move out. He said, "Sergeant, we're falling behind and we need to hurry up." I told him, "Roger, sir, I understand, but this area is littered with IEDs." He said, "We'll be alright, Sergeant," and told the driver again to move out. And he did, just as he was instructed. About 10 or 15 seconds later, we hit a landmine, or an IED, which crippled the vehicle completely. Dust was flying around everywhere. You could hardly hear, didn't know which way was up or down. Once I got my bearings and my wits about me, I called out to my driver, my loader, and the captain to make sure that they were all okay. Everybody responded except for the captain. I just don't think he heard me. His ears were ringing too much. I stepped out of the vehicle and found the captain and asked if he was okay, and he shook his head, "Yeah." He said, "I'm alright." We quickly set up a perimeter around our vehicle to make sure that we didn't come under attack, and if we did, we'd be prepared to fight off our attackers. Once everything settled down, I pulled the captain off to the side, out of earshot of all the other soldiers, and said, "Sir, your decision almost got us killed." He hung his head and said, "Roger, Sergeant, I understand." We talked for about 10 minutes, and I carefully chose my words and used tact to speak to him. As we got finished, we were getting ready to head back to where the soldiers were, and he grabbed my shirt sleeve and said, "Sergeant." So I turned around. I said, "Yes, sir?" He said, "Thank you." And that was it. And we walked back. At the time, I didn't really understand what he was thanking me for, but later on, as I replayed the situation and the incident in my head, I understood. I think the reason that he was saying thank you was the way that I handled talking with him, respectfully, and using tact the whole time. I learned a lot from this lesson, and that being that you need to make sure you're respectful of those that you're speaking to, especially when they're of a higher rank or a higher position that you are. I got a lot accomplished that day, and we both had an understanding of where we stood, and we respected each other and each other's decisions. From that point forward, he never second-guessed my decision, and also asked me what my opinions were on a lot of the missions that we ran. Thank you.